Brothers and sisters in Christ, this is not a particularly feel-good gospel. This is one where Jesus seems to be chewing out everybody, isn't it? The first thing he says to the one man is he calls them a perverse and faithless generation. And then when the disciples, his very disciples, come to him and say, why couldn't we do this? He says, because you don't have any faith. Wow, this is really disheartening. This is not words of necessarily comfort, are they? And when I read them, of course, I hear Jesus saying them with my voice. And my voice is far less kind and charitable than his. Mine is very strict and very criticizing and very unhappy, and the way my surly attitude is normally. And that's how I think Jesus would say it to me, because that's how I say it to me, in my own head, when I fail at something. But maybe that's not what this is. Maybe that's just my own internal surliness. Maybe that's my own lack of faith. Because what is it really saying in this gospel? Jesus doesn't say to them, if you want to move mountains, you have to have faith as big as a mountain. He doesn't say you need to have faith equal to the size of your problems. He doesn't say you have to be perfect and have everything in order to solve monumental crises, even small crises. What does he say? He says, actually, you didn't need that much faith at all. The problem is that you lacked faith, not that you're a bad person or that you don't know what faith is. You didn't let your faith happen. You didn't let your faith go. You didn't let it germinate. Because why? It's like a seed. A mustard seed is a very small grain. It's not like a walnut on a tree or a fruit that's very large. It's a tiny little dust-like seed. It's all you need, he says. You didn't need to have everything perfect. Just a little bit of faith, and you could have moved mountains. This should be comforting, actually, for us. This should be encouraging and emboldening to us. Because the big problem is that we approach our problems, both small and monumental, with this notion that we have to have this incredible solution already, and it's up to us. And it's our power and our wits and our creativity that will win the day. And it's not. We don't need that kind of faith. We just need a little bit. He also says that if you had this much, nothing would be impossible for you. But then he says something that's also kind of confusing. However, this kind of illness, this kind of evil or demon that was afflicting this poor young boy can not come out except through prayer and fasting. Does that turn around and contradict everything that he just said? I thought all he needed was a little bit of faith. Well, this is the flip side of faith. All you need is a little bit of faith, but once you let that faith germinate, once you let that faith go, once you let that faith begin to do what it's supposed to do, we also have our part to play. We have to follow through in whatever path that God has laid out for us, whatever works that they are. So prayer and fasting, in essence, are a wonderful symbol for all of that. Prayer being the reorientation of our minds then to our faith. Really starting to exercise it, really starting to give time and attention and energy and love to it. And then fasting being turning away from all the other things that distract us from prayer. Abstaining from the pleasures of this world. Limiting the type of things that we take in, not just through our mouths and food, but through our eyes, and through our ears, and our very thoughts. So it's a process of reorientation completely towards God. If we want that seed to grow and to have a healthy germination, we also have to do that side of the shop too. But that comes after. That comes secondarily. And then it all holds together. So brothers and sisters, whatever it is that we find that we cannot cast out of our life. And I'm sure we could all find something. All the vices represent themselves to us. We have maybe a resentment, an anger. Maybe we're jealous about something. Maybe we have a desire for something that we know is not right. Maybe we're proud, we can't forgive. Whatever it is that throws us alternately into the fire of passion or into the water of depression, whatever that illness that we cannot cast out is, all we have to do is simply say, I do not have the power to change this. I do not have the skill or the acumen or the wisdom or the holiness to change this about me or in my life, but Lord, you do. You have the power, and I offer it and myself and all of my problems to you. That's a very small thing to do. That is a little seed of faith. And watch what happens. As soon as we genuinely let go and stop trying to fix it all ourselves, watch and see how quickly the tension, the anxiety, the fear, the angst, whatever you want to call it, surrounding our problems immediately begin to evaporate. And our head clears, and we can pray finally. And we have the courage to fast, and we watch and see our problems diminish before our eyes. Maybe fast, maybe slow, but it will happen. We have a little bit of faith. The mountain that was on top of us, weighing us down, that we thought could never be moved, will be gone. This is what Christ is telling us. This is true. And if you want to know whether it's true or not, try it. That's all you got to do. Just try. Have a little faith, like a mustard seed. Christ is among us.